Red Fire is going to maximize the championship lead if he doesn't have another snap like that, if he hangs on. And George is trying to break a winless drought. 1 lap to go. It's another last lap battle in Spain. Red Fire has it. George wants it. Here we go. Big movement. Red Fire pitches. George leads this race. Bulgogi's getting attacked now from Red Fire's teammate. But Bulgogi will hang it if he just holds it here. He does have the penalty vodka, but Bulgogi goes out wide. And Danny now is on the net podium. And it was 2 seasons prior, he caused chaos in his last start in Tier 2 that led to him being banned for 2 seasons in this tier. And in his return today, the Welsh Wizard of George Alp Williams, the new Tier 3 champion, hangs on and wins. He breaks a 4-season drought by winning the Spanish Grand Prix. Red Fire Tiger is looking for win number 2 in Tier 2, and we're already having the DRS mind games go through. Jackson Traeger has the lead before the last lap of this race. Everybody is prepping themselves for the calm before the storm, and here comes the storm on lap 27 awaiting us with George Alp Williams, Red Fire Tiger, Polo God, and Jake Bandy having the assist of DRS with 1 lap to go. Jackson Traeger is super vulnerable. Here we go. George goes for it. Red Fire follows, and Red Fire follows even further down to turn 1. Who's going to be last in the brakes? It's George. But did he go too deep? Red Fire's trying for a switcheroo, and it just did not happen, but he is still there. He is still there to challenge the McLaren. Does he use the battery now, or does he wait for it? I think he's waiting. Mintoki gets a penalty. That is outside of this battle. But Red Fire Tiger follows through Ascari, now putting on the battery. George does too. One last dance to a Parabolica after Ascari. Here we go. Red Fire around the outside. Will he be denied? Side by side. Photo finish to the line. George Alp Williams from worst to first 2 weeks in a row wins in Monza. Monza madness has struck again. Can Danny also fight George? Now becomes the question here. Does he try and maybe give up George fighting for the win and Danny going through just for Danny to get second? We'll find out with 1 lap to go this time in the Singapore Grand Prix. One of the longest races of the season, might be one of the craziest final laps of the season. We've seen a few droughts broken in RPL this season, and VCarb is one of them that could join those droughts that have been broken. It's been since season 6 their last win, and that was when they were AlphaTauri. But right now, George Alp Williams is there, and he's there to pounce. And he's looking to take a gap on the championship lead as well with it. Down the inside, George, side by side with Goatley. Goatley goes off, but as the inside line, side by side we go. George propelling with the inside line. They touch. They still touch. Goatley's been shoved out wide, and George leads this race. George Alp Williams has taken advantage of Red Fire's championship lead that he's taken a chunk out of, and George Alp Williams wins for a 3rd time on the season in Singapore.
And
Goatley.
Once again, where did he come from?
Exactly. Last lap, George strikes again, the Welsh Wizard. Now, he's trying to have a recovery while FX7 Danny has it off. Almost into the wall he goes. Penguins never won either, but George has won 11 times. Is it gonna be contact? It is! Big contact! George shoves it in there. Side by side to turn 2 and turn 3. Here comes Penguin on the inside to try and pick them both off. Big send, big lunge. He's only ahead momentarily while George takes the lead back. What a crazy battle. I was going to say, is it going to be the experienced versus youth? It very well could be. 2 drivers taking their first win, or George holding on for his 11th. George stays ahead while the Ferrari has a big tank slapper behind. And he is going to remain ahead. George Alp Williams starting it off where he left off last season with a victory. 11 wins now in the tier, 2nd all time. George Alp Williams claims victory in Bahrain.
Short just hounding the back of the McLaren, shoving him along. He knows if he gets this 10-second remove, the win is there.
And I feel like it could be removed with the way Shorts is driving. He's being very aggressive with his defending. obviously on the limit as Luke gets a penalty. That is inside of the point.
George is pulling left. He wants the DRS. Shorts is not letting him. Look at the games being played. Danny trying to disrupt it. He's going through. Danny may have a penalty, but he's going to disrupt this fight with all his might. Look at Penguin going off. Yusin Mintoki might have a chance, but she's got a teammate. Look at this. Contact. Major contact. Here comes Night Owl. Almost 5 wide. Look at the scrap. 5-car scrap for the win. F1 Shorts trying to pull her on the outside of Night Owl. George are on the outside of Danny. Contact for the braking zone. Danny might win this race on track, but George F. Williams is going to get redemption for his win that was taken away from him in Season 9. Photo finish on track. George F. Williams gets redemption and extends the championship lead with it.